The word however is used a lot in technical, professional and academic writing, but it's not always used correctly. I think it turns up so often because it fits very well with the way we think and the way we like to present arguments. We know where we want to start and where we want to arrive, but we rarely take the simplest route. It's a word that often allows us to change direction in midstream and to take our readers down unexpected paths. Every turning point might be signalled with the word however. But there's a problem. The word however is not a simple substitute for the conjunction but, as so many writers seem to think. In this lesson, I want to look at these three questions. What does the word however mean? How do we use it and how do we punctuate it? And lastly, how do we misuse it? The word however has two main meanings in English. First, it can mean no matter how. Let's look at an example. However hard he worked, he was unable to pass the exam. In other words, no matter how hard he worked, he was unable to pass the exam. They knew however many they tried, they would never find another one as good. Or in other words, they knew no matter how many they tried, they would never find another one as good. When we use however in this sense, it is often used at the beginning of a sentence, but as we've seen, it may also appear in the middle. In each case, it is never followed by a comma. Look at this example. However hard she tried, she failed. However hard she tried, she failed. We don't need that comma. We don't need that little space that the comma signifies. And the second one is quite incorrect. The second meaning can be nevertheless, notwithstanding, or simply in spite of. And it is in this sense that it is most often used today in professional, technical and academic writing. Here are some examples. They thought me an unworthy opponent, full stop. However, I surprised them all by winning the competition. They came, however, to see me awarded the cup. Note that when we use it in this sense, it is always followed by a comma. And if you're using it in mid-sentence, it will also be preceded by a comma. But what of its misuse? The word however is an adverb. It is not a conjunction. It shouldn't be used as a simple substitute for the word but to join two clauses. Let's look at an example. We examined the data, comma, however we found it lacking. Normally we could use the word but there. We examined the data, comma, but we found it lacking. But instead we've chosen to use the word however, but we've chosen to use it incorrectly. I suspect that some writers do this in the belief that the word however is a rather more sophisticated word than the lowly monosyllable but. When you need to use but, use it. Don't look for a bigger word, especially if that word is the wrong one. Using the word however incorrectly like this certainly doesn't conjure up a vision of sophistication, but one of ineptitude. So in this lesson, we have asked the question, what does however mean? And found that there are two meanings. We've also looked at how we use it and how we punctuate it. And hopefully we've learned how not to misuse it and mistake it for a conjunction. Let's leave the last word here to the American author Mark Twain, who said, "Don't use a $5 word when a 50-cent word will do." If you would like to find out more about writing, why not subscribe to this channel? Or take a look at two of my books which were written specially for those who find it difficult. Also, you can keep in touch on Twitter and follow my blog, The Business of Discovery. I look forward to seeing you next time.